Chapter 2058. Feeling a bit perverted. The undying flame serves as the power of reality, and luck serves as the power of the void. Soul power acts as the main force, merging the powers of reality and void into a special force that Lin Moyu cannot describe. When the world-burning talisman began to be drawn, Lin Moyu felt the difference. This time, the world-burning talisman seemed to have some kind of vitality. Lin Moyu felt that what he was drawing was not an ordinary talisman, not a basic talisman, nor an advanced talisman, and certainly not an ancient talisman. It seemed to be an existence of another level, a very magical feeling. Even with Lin Moyu's knowledge, it still felt magical. When the world-burning talisman was completed, he vaguely heard the heartbeat of the world-burning talisman. At the center of the world-burning talisman, a weak flame was growing. Lin Moyu, feeling inspired, raised his hand and pressed it on the center of the world-burning talisman, where the flame was growing. Soul power, wrapped in the undying flame and illusory luck, continuously poured in. The world-burning talisman began to burn, collapsing inward and shrinking, while the flame at the center began to grow stronger.
It's done!
Lin Moyu was slightly excited, watching the world-burning talisman completely shrink into the flame, which then blossomed with brilliance and stabilized completely. The world-burning fire seed was formed, burning fiercely in the soul world. A small flame, not even the size of a fist, yet it contained the power to burn the world. Lin Moyu was immensely impressed by the methods of the mysterious master. Besides admiration, there was also a hint of fear. At the moment the world-burning fire seed was formed, Lin Moyu suddenly realized that every step he took seemed to be within the calculations of the other party. The world-burning fire seed required the power of the void, which ordinary people could not access. How did the mysterious master, separated by millions of years, determine that he could access the power of the void?
Did he even predict that I would obtain the explosive luck technique, or was he just gambling? If he predicted even the explosive luck technique, that would be too terrifying. A gamble, a million-year gamble, could it have a winning chance?
Looking at the world-burning fire seed, various thoughts emerged in Lin Moyu's mind, making him feel very complicated. The branches of the world tree drooped down, injecting soul power into the world-burning fire seed. After the world-burning fire seed was formed, it needed continuous nourishment with soul power to grow, eventually reaching the level where it could burn the world. This task did not require the soul to do it personally. The world tree could handle it. During this time, the world tree continuously absorbed the power of the world crystals, seemingly growing a bit larger. The flowers and fruits on the world tree did not change much. They were still far from maturity. The growth of the world tree was very slow, but fortunately it was always growing, and one day it would mature. Returning to consciousness, a smile appeared on Lin Moyu's lips. The successful drawing of the world-burning talisman put him in a very good mood. He looked at Elder Yen, who was busy, and every movement of Elder Yen was like art, full of the charm of the Tao. The warship was slightly enlarged but not fully unfolded. Elder Yan's laws were like needles and threads, repairing every gap in the warship. This subtle technique was absolutely unmatched by other races. Lin Moyu watched intently, feeling that Elder Yan's artifact refining techniques had a wonderful similarity to drawing talismans. All methods returned to the same source, all paths returned to the origin. Lin Moyu thought of the Great World Talisman, where all the laws in the Great World, the myriad Tao, actually came from the same source, all originating from the Great World Talisman. A strange feeling was growing, and Lin Moyu felt that if he went to cultivate Elder Yan's artifact refining Tao, he could quickly get started and make rapid progress. Strangely, Lin Moyu seemed to have a sense of familiarity with the Tao of artifact refining.
Strange, it's one thing to have a talent for talismans, but do I also have a talent for artifact refining?
Lin Moyu found it unlikely. Although all paths return to the origin at the beginning of cultivation, each path is different. It's like rivers, big rivers, streams, and underground rivers all eventually flowing into the sea. But in the process, they are all different. Even top geniuses are usually only proficient in one path, not multiple. But Lin Moyu found that he seemed to be different, as if he had talent in every path. Lin Moyu thought of when he first came to the great world and personally refined a soul garment for himself. The soul garment was very low level, but now looking back, it didn't seem to take much effort to refine it. Other artifact refiners, when they first started learning, had to go through many failures. But he didn't experience much failure. And in alchemy, Lin Moyu had never formally refined a pill, but after reading many materials on pills, he didn't find it difficult. Lin Moyu couldn't help but show a strange expression, feeling a bit perverted.
Lin boy, what are you thinking?
Elder Yan's voice exploded in his ear, accompanied by scorching heat. Elder Yan was covered in flames, having just finished refining, and the heat hadn't dissipated. His words were like explosions. Lin Moyu collected his thoughts and smiled.
Nothing, just admiring Elder Yan's exquisite artifact refining techniques. I was a bit entranced.
Elder Yan showed a "I don't believe you" expression.
Stop flattering, I don't buy it. Here's your worship. Next, I'll focus on studying the Lizard God War Palace. Don't disturb me. I'll notify you when I've figured it out. Don't worry, I won't keep your stuff.
Elder Yan spoke quickly, blocking Lin Moyu's words and also hinting for him to leave. Lin Moyu immediately understood Elder Yan's meaning, put away the repaired warship, and said,
Then I won't disturb Elder Yan. Take your time, I'm not in a hurry.
With that, Lin Moyu turned and left without any reluctance. He was indeed not in a hurry. The Lizard God War Palace had lost most of its functions, its combat ability greatly reduced, now only equivalent to a half-step other shore. For Lin Moyu, whether he had the Lizard God War Palace or not didn't make much difference in his strength. Lin Moyu had just left when he saw a flame rise into the sky, covering half of the artifact refining area. The flame sealed off Elder Yan's area, not allowing anyone to enter. Elder Yan began to study the Lizard God War Palace in seclusion. Lin Moyu hoped that Elder Yan could figure out something, preferably constructing a rule world with the Lizard God War Palace and stepping into the Saint Realm. In this way, the human race would have a saint-level artifact refining master. Having one more saint was a great thing for the human race. No one could predict the future. According to the Heavenly Lord's divine travel, the great world was already very close to another world, and they might encounter it any day. If the other side was powerful, the great world would face a great disaster. In this situation, one's own strength was particularly important. Moreover, the human race still had to fight against various races, eliminating them one by one, all requiring strength. Lin Moyu did not stay. He also left the divine city, took out the newly repaired warship, and instantly disappeared into the starry sky. The warship entered deep space, heading towards its destination. Lin Moyu was going to retrieve the third inheritance left by the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord. 2059. Chapter 2059. Starlight Refining Method, Condensing Stars. The inheritance of the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord is scattered across various places, one after another. Only by completing the previous one can you obtain information about the next one. For the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord, this is also a kind of test. If you can't pass it, then you are not qualified to receive his inheritance. The location of the third inheritance is between the primary area and the outer area. Previously, he was able to reach the space rift so quickly because he was on his way to the outer area, which was relatively close.
This time, there should be no one to disturb me.
Lin Moyu once again immersed his consciousness into his soul, beginning to receive the inheritance of the Starlight Supreme. Previously, he was interrupted multiple times, and later, due to the matters of the Xingho tribe and the Copper Lizard tribe, coupled with the appearance of the World-Burning Talisman, he never had the time to properly study the inheritance. Now, he finally had some time. Segments of inheritance information surged in, and Lin Moyu quickly accepted and digested them, transforming them into his own understanding. Each law is profound and mysterious, with endless secrets and various evolutions. The Starlight Law as a second-tier law is no exception. However, the inheritance of this Starlight Supreme is not so complicated. He simplified the complex, integrating the laws and condensing the myriad changes of the laws. In the end, in all his inheritance, the function of the Starlight Law was reduced to 3 types. The first type is for attack, using the Starlight Law to attack enemies, which is the most common ability of various laws. The attack power of the Starlight Law is not strong, but its advantage lies in its minimal consumption and endless variations. However, this supreme integrated the attack methods of the Starlight Law, ultimately forming a spell. The spell is called
Long River Falling Empty,
and its casting method is extremely astonishing. It transforms the Starlight Law into a Star River weapon, directly smashing it towards the enemy. It fully utilizes the power of the Law's Star River, unleashing astonishing attack power. The second type is for defense. The Starlight Law has no advantage in defense, but this Supreme also utilized the Law's Star River, transforming it into a world that envelopes himself, providing strong defensive power. Whether in attack or defense, it showcases the strength of this Supreme. But what Lin Moyu valued most was the third type, called the Starlight Refining Method in the Inheritance. Using the Starlight Law to refine starlight, condensing it into stars, and placing the stars into the rule world can help the rule world become stronger, especially during the early stages of condensing the rule world at the other shore level. Using the Starlight Refining Method can create a relatively powerful rule world. The rule world is divided into trash, ordinary, and perfect levels. Using the Starlight Refining Method can at least ensure that the rule world reaches the ordinary level, rather than becoming trash. An ordinary level rule world has the potential to step into the Supreme Realm. Lin Moyu did not value the attack and defense aspects, but the Starlight Refining Method was exactly what he wanted. After accepting the inheritance, Lin Moyu couldn't wait to try using the Starlight Refining Method. The earlier the Starlight Refining Method is used, the better. Now that his rule world has just taken shape, if it can receive the help of the Starlight Refining Method, it will be greatly beneficial for the future. Coupled with the existence of world crystals, Lin Moyu's confidence in constructing a perfect rule world increased. According to the mysterious master, constructing a perfect rule world is the most important. Leaving the Xingho tribe at that time was to give the world crystals to himself, helping him construct a perfect rule world. But having world crystals does not necessarily mean constructing a perfect rule world. Lin Moyu had less than a 50% chance, but now with the Starlight Refining Method, his confidence increased by another 10%, reaching at least 60%. This confidence is already significant. After all, even in ancient times, perfect rule worlds were extremely rare. They are the mark of the strongest supremes and a stepping stone to becoming a heavenly lord. Countless starlights converged from all directions, and Lin Moyu's body began to emit a faint glow. Lin Moyu automatically floated up, and a surging long river appeared beneath his feet. Countless starlights flowed through Lin Moyu's body and into the Star River of the Starlight Law. These starlights were refined in the Star River of the Law, becoming purer, removing all impurities, and finally entering the soul, condensing into a small star in the soul world. Using himself as a medium, borrowing the power of the Star River of the Starlight Law to condense stars. This is the Starlight Refining Method created by that Supreme. Day by day, 10 days later, a small star completely composed of starlight was already shining in the soul world. The starlight slowly flew up, heading towards the depths of the soul world, shining brightly there. In the soul world, there were already many white stars of spells. And now there was an additional much smaller star. The white stars of spells were like stars, and this star was like a planet, the two complementing each other. The soul world seemed to gain a bit of vitality. Starlight scattered, and Lin Moyu felt his soul world slightly strengthened.
It really works.
Lin Moyu keenly sensed this change. The effect of one star was not strong, but it was effective. In the Starlight Refining Method, one star is indeed not much. 100 stars can basically ensure that the constructed rule world will not become the worst trash. If there can be thousands, tens of thousands, or even billions of such stars, Lin Moyu felt that constructing a perfect rule world would not be a problem.
Thank you.
Lin Moyu said softly, The Supreme had no name, and the inheritance never mentioned the name of this Supreme. But Lin Moyu received the benefits he left behind, so saying thank you was the least he could do. While thanking this Supreme, Lin Moyu also thanked the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord. Without him, he would not have received this inheritance. No matter who it was, as long as they were kind to him, Lin Moyu would always remember. At this moment, the warship had already stopped and detached from deep space. Without Lin Moyu's control, the warship was flying aimlessly in the starry sky. A few days ago, it had already reached the vicinity of the destination. Now it had flown a bit far. Lin Moyu left the warship, stepping on the star river of the Starlight Law, advancing in the starry sky. He multitasked, continuously using the starlight refining method to condense stars. The first time took 10 days, but Lin Moyu knew that as his proficiency increased, the time to condense stars would shorten. After becoming fully proficient, he could even condense 2 or more stars at once. Lin Moyu headed towards the location of the third inheritance, his figure constantly flashing in the starry sky, each step covering 30 million kilometers. The star river of the Starlight Law beneath his feet always existed, and the starlight refining method never stopped. Multitasking was too easy for Lin Moyu, almost without any impact. While advancing, Lin Moyu began to review related information. At this moment, he started multitasking, still without any pressure. Special Secret Realm. Wood God's Secret Realm. The Secret Realm opens once every 100 years. There are still 3 years until the next opening. Lin Moyu memorized the information related to the Secret Realm one by one. After reading the information on the Human Emperor network, he began to access the information from the Secret Realm Strategy Group. This had become Lin Moyu's habit. Before entering a secret realm, he would thoroughly review the information to be well prepared. This secret realm was somewhat special. Although it was located in the outer area, its difficulty far exceeded that of other secret realms in the outer area. Moreover, the level restriction was above the God Sovereign level. It could be said that outside the advanced area, such high-difficulty secret realms were very few in number. Every time the secret realm opened, a large number of people would come from other areas. 2060. Chapter 2060. This secret realm is a bit like a dungeon. Between the outer area and the primary area, a massive vortex is slowly rotating. Its rotation speed is very slow, but the momentum is not small. Each rotation is accompanied by a huge rumbling sound, and at the same time, a vast energy fluctuation is emitted. A large amount of energy in the starry sky is being absorbed into it. Outside of it, cultivators have already arrived. The Wood God's Secret Realm opens once every 100 years, and every time it opens, its entrance appears in the starry sky 3 years in advance. Whenever the entrance appears, many god sovereigns from various regions of the Divine City will come and gather together. They want to enter the Wood God's Secret Realm to seek opportunities. In the Divine City, most secret realms exist to train cultivators, but for god sovereigns, they no longer need training. Over the millennia of cultivation, they have experienced most of what they need to, and many god sovereigns have gone to the outer battlefield or ventured beyond the star domain, gaining extensive experience. For god sovereigns, opportunities are more important. For example, the mysterious star secret realm is like this. Those who cultivate the Starlight Law can obtain the materials needed for cultivation and improve their realm. The Wood God's Secret Realm is the same. In the Wood God's Secret Realm, one can obtain the Wood God Flower. The Wood God Flower can enhance the Soul Realm, which is of utmost importance to god sovereigns. In the current era where physical cultivation is declining, any means to enhance the Soul Realm is a supreme treasure. Therefore, every time the Wood God's Secret Realm opens, it attracts a large number of god sovereigns. Moreover, the Wood God's Secret Realm is very special. The number of people who can enter each time is limited. Once the limit is reached, latecomers cannot enter and must wait for the next round, which is 100 years later. To ensure fairness, every time 3 years before the Secret Realm opens, god sovereigns who want to enter will come here and compete to determine who can enter. Over the years, A mature set of rules has been formed for the competition, and the entire process is managed by the Human Emperor Network, ensuring fairness. After reviewing the information about the Wood God's secret realm, Lin Moyu's eyes revealed a hint of curiosity.
The secret realm is divided into 3 difficulty levels, corresponding to the low, middle, and high tiers of God's sovereigns. The grade of the Wood God flower in each difficulty level is also different, corresponding to the low, middle, and high tiers. Each difficulty level can accommodate 1,000 people, and unlike other secret realms, the 1,000 people in the same difficulty level can meet each other. This rule, it feels a bit like a dungeon.
Lin Moyu thought of the dungeons in the small world, which also had different difficulty levels like normal, hard, and hell. Different difficulty levels offered different levels of rewards, and the Wood God's secret realm seemed to have many similarities with dungeons. Compared to those God sovereigns, Lin Moyu knew even more. He knew that the Wood God's secret realm was also evolved from a core rune of an ancient warrior, and the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord had specifically modified this rune. The rules of the secret realm were also personally set by the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord. The Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord modified the rune, set the rules of the secret realm, and left a part of his inheritance inside, waiting for someone to obtain it. However, no one else knew how to obtain this inheritance, but Lin Moyu did. But the rules are the same for everyone. Over the years, if someone accidentally broke the rules and obtained the inheritance, Lin Moyu analyzed and felt that although this possibility was not high, it was not impossible. This shows that the arrangements of the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord were slightly inferior to those of the mysterious master. Lin Moyu arrived near the Wood God's secret realm, saw the secret realm from a distance, and sensed powerful auras. In the starry sky, formations had already been set up. These formations enclosed a large area of the starry sky, forming a venue similar to an arena, managed by the Human Emperor Network. God sovereigns who want to enter the secret realm will compete here, and only the winners can enter. Lin Moyu arrived silently, keeping a low profile and not greeting any God sovereigns. But he still attracted the attention of many God sovereigns, mainly because he was too famous, coupled with his current unique state. Lin Moyu stepped on a star river of the Starlight Law, looking somewhat like he was flying with a sword. Others had their star rivers above their heads, but Lin Moyu was the only one stepping on his star river.
It's Lin Moyu. Why is he stepping on the star river of the law? I didn't expect him to come to the Wood God's secret realm. Unfortunately, the Wood God's secret realm has strict restrictions on realms. Yes, although he has amazing combat power, according to the rules, he can only enter the low-tier difficulty. In fact, he shouldn't come. The Wood God's secret realm is not very useful to him. Even if he wants to come, he should wait until he becomes a high-tier God sovereign. Yes, if he reaches the high-tier God sovereign level, he might be able to clear the secret realm and obtain the Wood God Flower King.
In the Wood God's secret realm, there is a supreme flower called the Wood God Flower King. The Wood God Flower King appears in the high-tier difficulty, but no one has ever obtained it. It is said that it can only be obtained after clearing the secret realm. In the eyes of these God sovereigns, although Lin Moyu was very strong, his realm was limited, and he could not truly clear the secret realm to obtain the Wood God Flower King. But Lin Moyu's appearance also reduced the number of slots in the low-tier difficulty to 999. After all, Lin Moyu could clear even high-level secret realms, and his combat power was unquestionable. People discussed Lin Moyu, and some greeted him. Most God sovereigns had a favorable impression of Lin Moyu.
Mr. Lin!
A familiar voice called out, and Lin Moyu looked over to see Yu Chengfeng and several other members of the Yu family. These people had fought alongside him in the Dark Void and could be considered comrades. Lin Moyu smiled and greeted.
Senior Yu is here too.
Yu Chengfeng approached.
I'm here to try my luck, but it's hard to say if I can get in.
Yu Chengfeng was an 8th-tier God sovereign, strong, but there were many high-tier God sovereigns here, and more would come. He couldn't guarantee he would get in. Lin Moyu sensed Yu Chengfeng's aura.
Senior Yu seems close to a breakthrough.
Yu Chengfeng said.
Indeed, I'm just a step away. If I can get in this time and obtain a wood god flower, I can break through. If I don't get a wood god flower, I'll just go into seclusion for a few decades.
Yu Chengfeng had a scholarly demeanor, and when not fighting, he looked like a scholar. He spoke calmly, not in a hurry. If he could get in, that would be best. If not, it didn't matter. But the other Yu family god sovereigns with him were clearly more eager. They all wanted to enter the secret realm and obtain the wood god flower. Yu Chengfeng said,
Mr. Lin's presence here is unexpected. Given your realm, the wood god flower should be of no use to you.
Yu Chengfeng knew a bit about Lin Moyu's situation, knowing that Lin Moyu's soul realm was extraordinarily high. So he asked. Lin Moyu smiled.
I'm not here for the wood god flower.
Yu Chengfeng was a bit surprised and asked,
Is your goal the wood god flower king?
Lin Moyu smiled but did not answer. Whether the wood god flower king was useful to him was uncertain. But his goal this time was indeed not the wood god flower, but something hidden deep in the secret realm, far more precious than the wood god flower. Yu Chengfeng did not press further and said,
The competition will start in a month.
Lin Moyu glanced into the distance and then signaled to Yu Chengfeng.
Follow me.
2061. Chapter 2061. He is not an ordinary talisman master. Lin Moyu flew towards the entrance of the secret realm. Yu Chengfeng was initially stunned, then immediately said,
Follow him.
The few members of the Yu family who were with him all followed his lead and immediately followed. The vortex at the entrance of the secret realm was extremely large, like a star, slowly rotating in the starry sky. Each rotation could absorb a vast amount of power. Lin Moyu stopped 10,000 meters away from the entrance of the secret realm. He could not get any closer. Before the secret realm opened, he could only come this far. Continuing to approach would be blocked by the power of the secret realm. Someone had tried to force their way in before, but without exception, they all failed. Lin Moyu naturally knew that forcing his way in was impossible. This was a rule set by the holy talisman Heavenly Lord. Not to mention a god sovereign, even a saint sovereign would be helpless. There is still a layer of supreme between a heavenly lord and a saint sovereign, and the difference in strength between the two is immeasurable. A small trick of a heavenly lord is an unsolvable problem for a saint sovereign. Yu Chengfeng and the 7 others followed behind Lin Moyu without speaking. They didn't know what Lin Moyu was going to do, but they knew that Lin Moyu was full of mysteries and had many magical methods. Yu Chengfeng had a vague guess in his heart and couldn't help but show surprise in his eyes.
Could it be that Mr. Lin has a way?
Lin Moyu smiled slightly.
I will send you in.
As he spoke, he lightly tapped his finger and began to draw a talisman on the spot. Since the holy talisman Heavenly Lord had specifically pointed out for him to come to the wood god's secret realm, he naturally wouldn't let Lin Moyu wait for hundreds of years. No matter what state the secret realm was in, even if it hadn't manifested, the holy talisman Heavenly Lord would have a way to let Lin Moyu in. Now, with 3 years left until the secret realm opens, and the secret realm has already manifested, it becomes even simpler. Lin Moyu followed the method left by the holy talisman Heavenly Lord and drew a talisman that looked extremely complex. The talisman in Lin Moyu's hand shone brightly, looking beautiful and magnificent. Yu Chengfeng exclaimed,
I didn't expect Mr. Lin to be a talisman master.
Lin Moyu said,
Just a casual study.
Yu Chengfeng said,
Mr. Lin is too modest. The way of talismans is profound and vast. Although I don't understand it, I have come into contact with talisman masters, and they are not as skilled as Mr. Lin.
Lin Moyu's method of drawing talismans was indeed not something an ordinary talisman master could compare to. That kind of natural flow, Yu Chengfeng could fully feel it. Lin Moyu activated the talisman, and the talisman immediately shot out a white light, crossing the 10,000 meters distance and shining on the vortex of the secret realm. The vortex of the secret realm roared, and its rotation speed suddenly increased significantly. The white light of the talisman turned into a passage. Lin Moyu said,
Go in.
Yu Chengfeng did not hesitate at all. He waved his hand.
Quickly, go!
The 6 people behind him immediately flew into the passage. At the same time, Yu Chengfeng cupped his hands towards Lin Moyu.
Thank you, Mr. Lin.
Although he was the leader of the 7, he was the last to go in. Lin Moyu also entered the passage. After he went in, the passage closed and disappeared. This series of actions caught the attention of the god sovereigns in the distance.
How did they get in? Did the secret realm open early? Impossible. How could it open early? The wood god's secret realm has been the same for so many years, it has never changed.
Some didn't believe it and immediately flew to the front of the secret realm, only to be blocked by an invisible force 10,000 meters away. They could see that Lin Moyu and the others had already reached the entrance of the secret realm, while they were blocked outside. A group of god sovereigns looked puzzled, unable to understand.
It should be Lin Moyu. I just saw him draw a talisman, and he used the talisman to open the passage. I didn't expect Lin Moyu to be a talisman master, but it's not surprising. The secret realm is originally related to talismans, and talisman masters have certain advantages. It seems that his ability to clear the secret realm is also related to his identity as a talisman master. I think it's not that simple. There are many talisman masters, but none of them can easily clear the secret realm.
Among the god sovereigns present, there was a talisman master. His eyes flickered, and he said in a low voice,
He is different from other talisman masters.
Someone didn't understand.
What's different? He is the honorary president of our Talisman Master Association and has the grace of teaching us. All of us must respectfully call him Master Lin.
As soon as these words came out, all the god sovereigns present were in an uproar. It was not surprising that Lin Moyu was a talisman master. Many god sovereigns had other identities. Among those present, there were artifact refiners, alchemists, and formation masters. But Lin Moyu was not only a talisman master, but also the honorary president of the Talisman Master Association and had the grace of teaching talisman masters, being respectfully called Master Lin by them. This made a world of difference, indicating that Lin Moyu had reached the pinnacle in this path. A second-tier god sovereign who could reach the peak in the way of talismans was unimaginable. Many people didn't believe it, but they had to. The fact was that Lin Moyu used a talisman to open the way and directly reached the entrance of the secret realm, without waiting for the secret realm to open or for the competition to select. Yu Chengfeng and his 7 people plus Lin Moyu made a total of 8 people. Now, among Yu Chengfeng's 7 people, 3 were enveloped in a faint light and disappeared into the secret realm. Then, 3 more were enveloped in the same light and entered the secret realm. They saw Yu Chengfeng bow to Lin Moyu and then be enveloped in the light and enter the secret realm. Lin Moyu was the last to go in. After he went in, the secret realm returned to its usual state, still slowly rotating. Seeing them go in with their own eyes, someone suddenly said,
Do you think Lin Moyu will clear the secret realm again this time? Difficult. His realm is too low. He can only enter the low-tier difficulty. It's impossible to clear it. I also think it's impossible, but he is Lin Moyu. It's hard to say. If he clears it, the secret realm will disappear, and the wood god flower will be gone. It doesn't matter. It only means that the wood god flower is not fated with us. I'm a bit conflicted. Let's just go with the flow.
Some hoped Lin Moyu could clear it, while others didn't, fearing they would lose the wood god flower. Everyone had their own thoughts, but it had nothing to do with Lin Moyu. Inside the secret realm, birds sang, and flowers bloomed. Lin Moyu stood in a dense forest, looking at the warm sun overhead. The warm sunlight filtered through the leaves, forming beams of light, very beautiful. Because the secret realm had not officially opened, the Human Emperor Network had not released the corresponding tasks. As usual, Lin Moyu dispatched the skeleton generals to start exploring the secret realm. He indeed wanted to clear the secret realm. To obtain the core rune, he had to clear it. At the same time, He also wanted to obtain the third inheritance left by the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord.
The first inheritance gave an ancient box, but I don't know what's inside. The second inheritance gave a talisman and a core rune, as well as the inheritance of the Starlight Law, which is very useful to me. I wonder what the third inheritance will be. The way the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord cultivates successors is somewhat similar to the Star Spirit clan. As Heavenly Lords, they should know each other.
The roar of beasts came from the dense forest, and the ground began to shake. The skeleton generals encountered enemies, and a battle broke out. Lin Moyu took a few steps to the battle site. By the time he arrived, the battle was over. In the dense forest, a large tree had fallen, and there were two beasts beside it. Both the tree and the beasts were formed by runes belonging to rune beasts, plant-type rune beasts. After they died, they did not immediately turn into runes but dissipated into runes after a minute. Then, more skeleton generals encountered enemies, and the battles started suddenly and ended quickly. There were many rune beasts in the dense forest, and the battles continued. 2062. Chapter 2062. This thing looks like a spirit flower. Lin Moyu pondered the specific rules of the Wood God's secret realm. The Wood God's secret realm is extremely special. The same difficulty level can accommodate 1,000 people simultaneously. Moreover, these 1,000 people have the opportunity to encounter each other. However, encounters do not happen initially. One must first deal with their own Wood God flower. In Lin Moyu's understanding, the entire secret realm under the same difficulty level is divided into countless independent areas. Everyone who enters is located in their own unique area, and at that time, they will not encounter each other. Then they need to find the Wood God flower in their area. After eliminating the rune beasts guarding the Wood God flower and obtaining the flower, they can move on to another area. At that time, they might encounter other cultivators. In the same area, the number of Wood God flowers equals the number of people. Similarly, as the number of people increases, the difficulty also increases. When two people meet, the difficulty increases by about 3 times, requiring cooperation to have a higher chance of passing. The increase in difficulty is a disadvantage, but the advantage is that the grade of the Wood God flower will improve. There was once a low-tier area where 4 people met, and the difficulty increased 6 or 7 times. There were 4 Wood God flowers, but each flower reached a middle-tier grade. Fortunately, this secret realm is not very dangerous. If one finds themselves outmatched, they can use an escape talisman to leave. Currently, the highest record in the secret realm is a 3rd-tier God Sovereign obtaining 5 low-tier Wood God flowers in the low-tier difficulty. In the middle-tier difficulty, a 6th-tier God Sovereign obtained 4 middle-tier Wood God flowers. In the high-tier difficulty, a Peak God Sovereign obtained 4 high-tier Wood God flowers. According to the information left by the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord, Lin Moyu needs to pass through the secret realm 10 times consecutively, and it must be in the high-tier difficulty, obtaining 10 high-tier Wood God flowers to receive the inheritance. But Lin Moyu is currently only a 2nd-tier God Sovereign, entering the low-tier difficulty. For this, the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord also has corresponding rules. Lin Moyu can first obtain 10 low-tier Wood God flowers to cross the difficulty level and enter the middle tier. Then, after obtaining 10 middle-tier Wood God flowers, he can enter the high tier. Lin Moyu pondered all the details and muttered to himself,
As expected of a talisman master, thinking so complexly. Making the secret realm so complicated, is it to show off?
Lin Moyu felt a bit speechless towards the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord, but since the rules were set, he could only follow them. If he ever had the chance to meet the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord, he would definitely ask if this was fun. Of course, the premise is that the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord is still alive and hasn't died of old age. The secret realm is very large, with each area exceeding a diameter of 100,000 kilometers. The Wood God flower itself is very small, reportedly only the size of a fist, and if hidden in the grass, it is easily missed. Searching for the Wood God flower in the secret realm is like finding a needle in a haystack. Even for a God Sovereign, it requires a lot of time. The skeleton generals searched for a while, reaching the edge of the secret realm without finding anything. Lin Moyu ordered them to conduct a carpet search. Lin Moyu considered using the explosive luck technique to randomly choose a direction but decided against it. If possible, he didn't want to rely too much on the explosive luck technique.
Runes have their own operational rules. Even the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord cannot completely defy these rules. His rules can change the rules to a certain extent, but here, there's no need to do so. The rules of the runes.
Lin Moyu pondered for a moment and noticed something unusual. After the rune beasts died, their bodies seemed to point in the same direction. Whether it was plant-type rune beasts or animal-type rune beasts once killed, they all pointed in the same direction. Lin Moyu immediately knew where he should go. The skeleton generals were faster than him, advancing in the direction indicated by the bodies. Along the way, they encountered many rune beasts. After traveling tens of thousands of kilometers, they suddenly found that the direction indicated by a dead rune beast had changed, pointing in the opposite direction.
We've gone too far.
Lin Moyu immediately realized he had overshot and began to backtrack. At the same time, the skeleton generals found another rune beast nearby, killed it, and based on the direction indicated by the dead rune beast, drew a straight line in their minds. At the intersection of the straight lines was the location of the wood god flower. It was a half-meter-high boulder, surrounded by grass. Under the boulder, there was an inconspicuous depression, and the wood god flower was inside. The wood god flower was only half a palm high, a small and delicate flower, hidden under the stone and covered by grass, so it was normal for the skeleton generals to miss it. Lin Moyu reached out and picked the wood god flower. As for its guardian rune beast, it had already been killed by the skeleton generals. Lin Moyu couldn't tell which one it was. Anyway, he killed everyone he encountered along the way, not bothering to distinguish who was who. The wood god flower had only 3 petals, was entirely white, and emitted a faint fragrance, which was very pleasant. Just by smelling the fragrance, Lin Moyu felt his soul become a bit more comfortable. But Lin Moyu also found it strange. This wood god flower seemed familiar, as if he had seen it somewhere before. Suddenly, he remembered where he had seen it, in his soul world. On the branches of the world tree there were spirit flowers in bud, and the wood god flower looked exactly like the spirit flowers.
How can this be?
Lin Moyu was surprised and puzzled. He knew the origin of the wood god flower, which was undoubtedly created by the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord. A Heavenly Lord can create life, so making some flowers and plants is normal. But why did the wood god flower look exactly like the spirit flowers? Is it a coincidence? Lin Moyu couldn't figure it out for a moment. This question could probably only be answered by the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord. He put away the wood god flower and waited quietly for 10 seconds. From the place where the wood god flower was originally planted, a stream of light flew out, forming a portal in the air. Lin Moyu entered the portal directly, heading to another area. He could act without any scruples here, as he wouldn't encounter anyone else. With the experience from the first time, Lin Moyu became more adept at finding the wood god flower. He didn't even need the skeleton generals to explore the map. He just needed to kill the rune beasts and follow the direction they pointed. In the low-tier secret realm, the strength of the rune beasts was only at the 1st to 3rd tiers of the God Sovereign level, which was completely one-sided for Lin Moyu. The skeleton generals could kill dozens or hundreds with a single strike. Soon, the 2nd, 3rd. One by one, the wood god flowers were found. The so-called guardian rune beasts were only slightly stronger than ordinary rune beasts and were still easily killed by the skeleton generals. In just half a day, Lin Moyu had collected 10 wood god flowers. But after obtaining 10 wood god flowers, there was no movement. The secret realm was quiet, and there was no entrance to the next area.
Didn't they say that 10 wood god flowers would allow crossing the difficulty level?
Lin Moyu was puzzled. After thinking for a moment, he took out all 10 wood god flowers. The 10 wood god flowers floated in the air, emitting a refreshing fragrance. The fragrance gradually became stronger, and the 10 wood god flowers began to move closer to each other, connected by the fragrance. Lin Moyu suddenly realized.
So that's how it is. The Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord really has many tricks.
2063. Chapter 2063, Finding the Right Method. The 10 wood god flowers merged into one, transforming into a brand new wood god flower. Its size increased by about 50%, and the petals grew from 3 to 6. The color also became more crystalline and full of texture. The 6 petals indicated that it had evolved from a low-tier wood god flower to a middle-tier wood god flower, with enhanced effects. Lin Moyu increasingly felt that it resembled the spirit flowers on the world tree. The world tree had countless spirit flowers, and a few of the faster-growing ones had already taken shape, looking very similar to the wood god flower. After the wood god flowers merged, the fragrance became stronger, and a beam of light shot out from the flower. A portal appeared in the sky, transparent and revealing another world. Lin Moyu held the wood god flower and flew into the portal, crossing the difficulty level and entering the middle-tier difficulty. Since the appearance of the wood god's secret realm, no one had ever accomplished the feat of crossing difficulty levels. As one's cultivation realm increases, it becomes increasingly difficult to fight across levels. Some god sovereigns at the 3rd tier find it challenging to challenge those at the 4th tier, let alone fight against those at the 5th tier. Lin Moyu was an anomaly among anomalies. When he obtained the 10th wood god flower, the strength of the rune beasts had already increased to the 5th tier of the god sovereign level. Moreover, the number of rune beasts in that area was extremely high, making it almost impossible for ordinary god sovereigns to make any progress. From this perspective, the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord had very high requirements for his successor, and ordinary people simply did not meet his standards. The scene before him changed, and the sound of rushing water entered his ears. Lin Moyu saw a waterfall, over 10,000 meters high, very majestic, with turbulent water crashing down from the sky, creating countless waves. Lin Moyu followed the water flow with his eyes. The water split into 3 branches not far away, flowing into different areas. On both sides were high mountains, seemingly connecting heaven and earth, with no end in sight.
This is a canyon.
Lin Moyu looked around and realized he was in a canyon. The canyon was vast and densely forested. A skeleton general flew upwards, but hit an invisible wall after 1,000 meters, unable to continue flying. It had reached the top. The secret realm limited the flight height. 1,000 meters was not enough to fly above the canyon to survey the terrain. Lin Moyu decided to use the old method, having the skeleton general scout the way.
I wonder if the method of using rune beasts to guide the way has changed. Given the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord's style, the same method is unlikely to be used twice.
The skeleton generals soon encountered rune beasts. In the middle tier difficulty, the weakest rune beasts were at the 4th tier of the God Sovereign level. If there were enough of them, they could give God Sovereigns a headache. But encountering Lin Moyu was their misfortune. Under the swords of the skeleton generals, the rune beasts were killed one after another. After death, the rune beasts instantly turned into runes and dissipated, leaving no corpses. Seeing this, Lin Moyu muttered to himself,
I knew it would be like this.
As he had guessed, the previous method was no longer useful. He had to find another way to locate the wood god flower. Other god sovereigns relied on luck, but Lin Moyu did not want to do so. He knew there must be a way to quickly pinpoint the location of the wood god flower, and he preferred to find the right method. This process was also a test of his observational skills. If he relied on luck and stumbled upon it, who knows what other tricks the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord might have up his sleeve. Lin Moyu believed that since the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord had set it up this way, there must be a reason. The skeleton generals cleared the way ahead, and Lin Moyu followed the waterway, thinking about the solution. He observed various things around him, such as grass, leaves, and the orientation of rocks, all within his scope of observation. He couldn't find any common points from these things. This time, the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord had hidden the clues more deeply, making them harder to discover. Soon, he reached the fork in the waterway where it split into 3, and the canyon also split into 3. Lin Moyu now had to choose one of the 3 paths. The 3 canyons looked identical with no differences. Even with his soul eye activated, Lin Moyu couldn't find any differences. With no clues, he finally chose the middle path. The skeleton generals split into 3 groups, each entering one of the canyons. There were many rune beasts in the canyon, and the skeleton generals killed their way through, quickly reaching the end. Lin Moyu searched carefully along the way but found nothing. In no time, he saw the exit and left the canyon. As he exited the canyon, it disappeared behind him. The sound of rushing water reached his ears again, and Lin Moyu found himself back at the waterfall, identical to the one he had seen before.
I actually came back.
Lin Moyu realized he had returned to the starting point and had to start over. This meant his previous choice was wrong, so he passed through the canyon and returned to the starting point.
Let's try again.
Even the number and location of the rune beasts hadn't changed. It was the same scene, the same taste, repeating the previous experience. This time, Lin Moyu chose the leftmost canyon. The situation in the canyon was the same as before, with no changes. He quickly passed through the canyon but did not find the wood god flower. For the 3rd time, Lin Moyu appeared in front of the waterfall, feeling speechless.
One more time!
Lin Moyu was not one to give up easily and began his 3rd journey through the canyon. Again, the same locations and the same number of rune beasts appeared, were killed, and reappeared only to be killed again. He chose the rightmost canyon and passed through it for the 3rd time. In no time, Lin Moyu found himself back at the waterfall, still without finding the wood god flower. 3 attempts all ended in failure, returning him to the starting point each time. Lin Moyu did not move but instead reflected on what had happened. 3 attempts with no results meant he had chosen incorrectly each time. Having chosen left, middle, and right, it meant that the correct path was different each time. No matter how many times he passed through, the probability of choosing correctly was always 1/3. 1/3 is not a low probability. Lin Moyu felt that with his luck, if it were truly 1/3, he could have guessed correctly. Failing 3 times made Lin Moyu realize that besides luck, there might be other factors. Perhaps the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord had set up some conditions, and without meeting those conditions, any choice would be wrong. The more Lin Moyu thought about it, the more likely it seemed. Given the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord's quirky personality, such a setup was not impossible.
The condition for the lower difficulty was to find the wood god flower based on the direction of the rune beast's corpse. The trigger condition should be killing the rune beast. This condition is almost non-existent, so it can be achieved by luck. The condition for the middle tier difficulty is still unknown, but according to the Human Emperor Network's data, those who obtained the wood god flower spent a lot of time. Based on this reasoning, as long as I keep passing through the canyon, as long as the number of attempts is enough or the time is sufficient, I can also obtain the wood god flower. Time or the number of attempts should be one of the conditions.
Lin Moyu thought about it and felt it should be time. His passing speed was fast, and the time it took for other god sovereigns to pass through once was enough for him to pass through several times. So the number of attempts could not be the condition, but time could be. But time was not the correct condition. Lin Moyu felt he should find the correct method before the time condition was met. He returned to the entrance of the canyon, looking at the 3 identical entrances, and fell into deep thought.
The canyon and waterfall are new, but the dense forest was there before, so the condition should be related to them. Besides the canyon and waterfall, there is also the water and
2064.